Hi, this is Bill Hammond. I'm here today to talk about legal planning for the Alzheimer's patient, and in particular I want to talk about the elder care journey. Now, the elder care journey is a concept that we came up with to discuss what happens throughout someone's lifetime from a planning perspective. And for the Alzheimer's patient, it's particularly important. The reason is because when someone's younger, let's say that they're healthy, they're in their, 30s, 40s, 50s, they have young children, they probably will get into place some sort of estate plan, maybe wills and trusts, and those documents will basically say, here's what I want to have happen at my death, because when you're that age, you're really not thinking about a whole lot else. But as time marches on, you may get to the point where you start to suffer some memory loss, perhaps have more difficulty getting around and whatnot. And for some folks, they may even get to the point where they develop Alzheimer's disease. It's at that point that really a different question needs to be asked. Oh, it's an important question to ask what happens to my property at my death, but it's doubly important to ask what happens if I don't die, but rather become sick. You know, in my area of the country, the cost of nursing home care is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe, $5,000 to $6,000 per month, perhaps a little bit more for clients who have Alzheimer's. The cost of an assisted living facility may be $4,000, $4,500 per month or more. And of course, if you have someone coming in to provide care in your home, you know how expensive that is. Sometimes, $15 to $20 per hour or more. Well, we have to deal with all of these things throughout the Alzheimer's journey. And so what we do is we look at the situation and we say, okay, what do we need to have in place? Well, on other videos in this series, I've talked about some of the things you need to have in place. It would be things like wills and trusts and powerful powers of attorney and making sure that we avoid bear traps in trusts and all those types of things. But if you have a loved one with Alzheimer's, you want to go a step further. Here's why. If they live long enough, and if the disease progresses far enough, there's a good likelihood that at some point in time they will need care in an assisted living facility, and perhaps later on even in an Alzheimer's unit. And as I mentioned, the cost of care in those instances can be very expensive, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 per month or more. The laws now make you plan ahead if you want to do asset preservation in many cases. Under the old rules, before things changed back on February 8, 2006, it actually was fairly simple to take planning steps even right up until the point in time at which someone needed nursing home care. Now, I'm not saying there aren't things that can be done if someone's already in a nursing home. There are, and we've covered some of that on other videos. But if you really want to plan ahead, it's a good idea, if your loved one has Alzheimer's, to sit down and look at the bigger picture and say, are there things we ought to be doing to make sure they're taken care of if the disease progresses to the point where they're going to need care? And the best way to do that is to sit down with an elder law attorney, someone who really understands how all of these things work, so that they can make sure they tie it all together for you so that you're never out of money and out of options. Particularly in cases where we have a married couple. And let's say, just as an example, the husband is the one who has Alzheimer's. The wife is at home. He was always the primary breadwinner. If he needs nursing home care, she may be left with a whole lot less than will feel comfortable in order to take care of herself once they start paying for the cost of his care. And that's why planning ahead is so very important in these cases. As I mentioned on other videos too, there may be benefits available through the Veterans Administration or through private insurance sometimes, or even through the Medicaid program. So my advice in this situation is, if you have a loved one who has Alzheimer's, as they start to go through that elder care journey, the Alzheimer's journey, you want to make sure that you get the right legal documents in place just as quickly as you can, powerful powers of attorney, wills, trusts where appropriate, talk about whether or not asset transfers make sense, and really get things set up so that there won't be any surprises down the road. Thanks for tuning in, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me or to call my office. The contact information is on the screen. Thanks so much and have a great day.